Straight ahead on 12 News, training the next great crime fighters.
The need for police dogs, I think, is certainly growing.
We'll take you to a canine competition in Brooklyn Park. Plus, what a new survey reveals about Wayzata schools. But first, it happened again. Residents in Brooklyn Park are forced to escape a burning apartment building. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. 5 people were injured in a fire early Tuesday morning at a Brooklyn Park apartment complex.
The fire caused significant damage to one apartment unit and a hallway. It happened on the 3rd floor of the Huntington Place apartments. Several residents escaped by jumping out of windows. Jumping was probably the only option for the resident actually in the burning unit. That person suffered serious injuries. However, fire officials are not sure that was the best option for the other residents.
Some of the individuals who jumped might not have needed to, but of course I wasn't in their shoes, so and I have the benefit of knowing a lot more about how fire behaves than they do. So it always concerns us when we have folks that are going out windows.
The cause of the fire is unknown at this time. The Red Cross is assisting those who are unable to return to their apartments. This is the 3rd year in a row residents at Huntington Place have had to avoid a fire. This morning's fire was reminiscent of the scene in 2014 when some residents jumped from 3rd floor windows to escape flames. Firefighters determined that blaze was started by someone intentionally setting fire to a couch left in the hallway. And last fall, someone set fire to furniture that caused smoke damage. In this case, several residents jumped from the 2nd floor to avoid the fire, and 3 people were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation.
Robbinsdale residents will soon be able to learn more about a possible grocery store replacing the historic Terrace Theater. A St. Louis park developer has submitted an application to build a grocery store as well as a convenience store and coffee shop. While 12 News has not been able to confirm what store it would be, the developer is the same one that worked with Hy-Vee in New Hope. The project would include redeveloping part of the Terrace Mall, which is near the Terrace Theater and also where a vacant Rainbow Food sits. An open house to discuss the plans will be held on July 13th, and that runs from 4 o'clock to 7 p.m. at the Metro Transit building on Hubbard Avenue.
Would homeowners in the Wayzata School District favor a tax increase for future operating expenses? It's a hypothetical question at this point, but a new survey shows most would be in favor. 63% would support some sort of tax increase. Median tax increase residents would favor is about $3 a month. As far as the most serious issue facing the district, 30% said nothing, while 17% put class size as the top concern, which is actually down 8% from 3 years ago. And despite the positive reviews, the district doesn't want to get complacent, and that's where officials say parents come in.
And we really do strive to encourage parental engagement with our staff and for them to have opportunities to share their insights and perspectives so that we can use those inputs to help us further refine and improve our programming.
Well, if there is something for administrators to take notice, it's a rising concern about drugs. 11% say it's the district's most serious issue.
A Brooklyn Park church decided to change out its lights for a more energy-efficient option, and now they are singing its praises.
When we use the new technologies like this technology, it helps us to save money, but also we have a better environment.
The Edge Worship Center spent $32,000 to switch to LED lighting. The investment is expected to save $10,000 a year in electricity costs. The church also got a $15,000 rebate from the Conservation Improvement Program, which helps businesses or anybody who wants to improve energy efficiency. Program advocates met with lawmakers and community members to share success stories and get the word out about the conversations programs impact.
It's lighting that is actually saving resources, saving money for a church. It's money that is being saved at a bakery. It's rebates that are going to help local contractors, put lights in at the mall.
For more information on the program, you can visit mncee.org. The Brooklyn Park Police Department is hosting one of the largest canine competitions in the country.
The police canines are not only showing off their skills, but they're also trying to meet certification standards. Reporter Sonia Goins has more.
Brooklyn Park officer Tom Dunwall just started working with his canine partner Kilo in October.
Just about to turn 2. He's a German Shepherd, and he's from Slovakia. Kilo and I are going to do our best to make a good name for the canine unit because they've done a phenomenal job before us. So.
86 canine officers from as far away as Fargo are competing in the trials in Brooklyn Park.
Inviting the public here to showcase what police officers do with their dogs is, I think, one, entertaining. I mean, the public likes to see this. Also, it's more importantly educational. The public can see police officers in a different light, get a chance to interact with them, see the dogs, answer questions.
The two-day event is broken down into different segments.
Good.
Obedience, agility work, and criminal apprehension.
It's just not an animal in the back of the car, but they actually do stuff, and we can showcase what exactly they're doing here.
It's pretty cool.
Officers say their four-legged companions are becoming more important for police departments.
They can locate explosives, narcotics, and people, and that is their primary use.
Sit. Good. Break. Break. Yeah.
Officer Dunwall had to show he can control Kilo's high energy during the competition. Kilo had to prove he was not afraid to go after a fleeing suspect who was also firing a weapon.
I was very happy with his performance in all the events. He made me proud. So
they certainly make our job easier and faster, and they do protect us.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Brooklyn Park Police say they average around 500 canine deployments per year. Well, coming up, how loud is too loud when listening to music? Doctors help turn down the volume. Coming up next.
And then later in sports, keeping skills sharp in the summer. We'll check in on a high school football passing league that's in the northwest suburbs.
But first, another nice day Wednesday. Temperatures may reach 80.
Community volunteer and activist is named Citizen of the Year by the Golden Valley Rotary. The Rotary recognized Nancy Azam for her efforts to improve the health of Bassett Creek, help start a neighborhood watch, and for her service to the Golden Valley Historical Society and local League of Women Voters. But wait, that is not all. She also works internationally to protect whales.
I represent John Denver all over the world on whale and dolphin issues. Whale and dolphins in zoos and aquariums and tuna fishery, and now just whaling. John Denver died, but I'm still continuing to work for him.
Azam moved to Golden Valley in 1971 from Philadelphia when her husband became one of the first cardiologists at North Memorial Hospital. Experts say music can provide benefits to both our physical and mental health.
But on the flip side, listening to music that's too loud can actually contribute to hearing loss. In today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland has some tips on what you can do to protect your hearing.
Visit any gym and you're likely to find people hard at work with earbuds in, listening to their favorite music. Researchers have found that music can boost physical performance and endurance during exercise by providing a much-needed distraction.
Unfortunately.
But talk to audiologist Steve Chargo from Affinity Hearing in Plymouth.
Music makes our lives richer.
And he says that too much of a good thing can be bad.
The statistics show that the volume level of earbuds that are worn with these devices can be upwards of 105 decibels. And 105 decibels is a very damaging level.
MP3 players, smartphones, and their accompanying earbuds make listening to music easy and convenient. But earbuds can be damaging because they sit closer to the eardrum.
My fear is that people are turning them up higher than they really should be turning them up so that it's too loud.
It's a legitimate concern. The World Health Organization released a report last year warning that 1.1 billion teens and young adults were at risk of noise-induced hearing loss due to unsafe listening practices.
Loud music is the same as loud noise, and over a period of time, if they don't watch the volume and keep it down to a safe level, then they will lose their hearing.
As for what constitutes as being too loud, Shargo says that normal conversation is about 65 decibels. So if you're listening to music twice as loud as a conversation, then you're at risk of damaging your hearing.
Hearing loss is such a gradual process that you don't see it, you don't see the effects until it's too late.
A word of warning for those of us glued to our headphones to turn down the volume.
The kids may not like it, but I think that they will get used to it.
For Health Check, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
One way to tell if the music you're listening to is too loud is if your ears ring or start buzzing after you've been listening to music. And we were commenting, we've all listened to it a little too loud, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Over the years,
yeah, right? Coming up, kids in Brooklyn Park snag a surprise at Sunfish Pond.
But first, a look back at a great year for local prep sports. John Jacobson has that and much more when we come back.
The football season starts in about 2 months, but high school players are competing over the summer, too. Jay Wilcox has more.
Go. It's a pure passing league. No pads, no tackling, and no running plays. 7-on-7 is a fixture for high school teams, and the Maple Grove League is going strong.
It's more just as a team. I mean, we do focus on individual stuff, but, I mean, we just kind of flow into it as a team and then focus on, like, routes and catching the ball. And
it does help our level because it's giving us more competition in the game, and it's really making us better, playing these better teams.
This 9-team league features 2 teams each from Maple Grove and Rogers, plus single squads from Armstrong, Park Center, Wayzata, Providence Academy, and Cambridge. While success is nice, winning isn't the main focus.
Not really. We just kind of come to just play and enjoy it, as a team. We don't really look at it as, going up against like a certain opponent, so it's kind of just come here, show out, and that's about it.
It's a chance to mesh as a team and also perhaps to catch your coach's eye for when the real season begins.
You always want to look your best and make yourself look good for the coaches and for the team, but if you mess up, then you just got to pick yourself up and play another down.
Even though we don't have pads on, they get to see how athletic you are as a player.
I wondered if a team really gets the passing game humming in the summer but then runs the ball most of the time in the fall, is there any backlash?
Year to year it depends on kind of what you have, I think, like I said, but it does pay dividends on, those game day situations, or if it's 3rd and 8 or 2nd and 8 or 1st and 10, and they've done it enough that they know kind of how spacing is and how to prepare it, and defensively where to get their eyes and things like that. So there's stuff that still, it carries over whether you're running or throwing or whatever. I think if you do it the right way, it does have carryover.
The stars of the upcoming season are on display for another month at the Maple Grove 7-on-7 League. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
The Maple Grove League is Monday nights through July 25th, although there are no games on July 4th. We've just put the finishing touches on another great high school year of sports here in the Northwest suburbs. Here's a look back at some of the top teams and moments from the year.
Toss to Prince Crua, trying to get to the edge,
At a time. But here's that little toss, inside toss. And again, Isaac Collins hits.
Back it goes, Alderson. It's put Champlin Park in the state tournament for the 2nd straight year. Here's King throwing over the middle. Intercepted by Hunter. Defenseman falls down, 2 on 0 and a goal. Billy Duma.
A little something going.
Armstrong to the racket. He finished with 2. It's out of bounds. Gives off to Shaw. Up and in.
She'll cut inside on the knee, catches the flat foot and splits him, and then shoves by to Wendy.
Out of there. Driving down the lane and hammers it. Davison's going to pull up for a 3 and he knocks it down. Left court. Trap and
steals the first pass. He didn't even have to bother with the try. Feeds to the hoops.
Tight battle, tight battle. By your nose, this song is Terrace.
A lot we had to leave out, but still a pretty good look and a terrific year.
Nice flashback.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, John. Still to come, weather made even better through a good day of fishing.
See what kids and cops reeled in when we come back. Well, finally, perfect weather and a perfect day for the unexpected.
Got a fish! Oh!
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, he sure got a fish. Youth from around Brooklyn Park spent the day with police officers casting a line. It is the 8th year that Brooklyn Park Police have held the Cops Take Kids fishing event. This year, more than 100 kids participated. Brooklyn Park Police say it helps build relationships with youth in need of a little guidance.
We bring these kids out, and we bring them from apartment complexes, and we introduce them to fishing. We give them a fishing pole from Cabela's. We give them a tackle box. Then over the course of 4 hours, we teach them how to fish. And I can't tell you how many times you'll come back all summer long. These kids will walk up here and fish at this pond during the day and the evening. And it gives them a good, healthy activity that we feel keeps them out of trouble. So it's a win-win all the way around.
And this year, for the first time, Brooklyn Park Police partnered with Metro Transit to provide kids a safe ride to Sunfish Pond for the event. And it sure helps when you have success the first time out, doesn't it? Makes you really like fishing.
You see all the kids around that pond?
Yes,
There's a lot of
ready
kids
to go
there.
fishing maybe
That's so
again,
great.
too. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again Wednesday starting at 4.